Hello viewers, today we're going to be doing a demo on why it's very important to regularly clean your air conditioner. This demo is being done on a General Electric branded 5000 BTU window unit from about 15 years ago, but this demo is relevant to all air conditioner types of all ages, mini split, central, window, wall, etc. from 1940 through 2026 and beyond. What we're going to do is calculate the EER, or the energy efficiency ratio, in real time and compare it to now while it's filthy, and then later after I clean it. If you're familiar with these machines, you can already tell just by the sound that this is not working properly. The condenser is totally plugged. It can be deceiving because it looks pretty clean on the outside, but it's filthy on the inside. I'll put in some pictures before and after what this looks like internally. The ambient temperature in the room here is about 77 degrees. The condenser temperature is about 150, which is pretty hot for something of this size under these temperature conditions. You have to keep in mind that these units sit outside. They can run in 90, 100, 110 degrees even in some parts of the country, even higher if it's sitting directly in the sun. So if you take 151 or 150, whatever it's at now, and let's say it's 100 degrees out, that's another 23 degrees. All of a sudden this is going to be 173, almost 175 degrees. That's hotter than it should be. There's also very little temperature difference from the top of the coil down to the bottom. It's scorching hot the whole way through. You should notice a fair bit of difference by the time you get to the bottom on something this small, but we're not noticing that. I don't know how this is still working as well as it is, but despite that condenser being almost totally plugged, it's still putting out 52 degree air in the 77 degree room. If you use 77 minus 52, that gives us a delta of 25, which is above respectable levels. Generally speaking, about a delta of 20 is what's considered satisfactory. The machine is rated for 520 watts. Under normal operating conditions, it should be a fair bit below 520 watts. On a super hot day, it might approach or hit 520. This is way over the rated power consumption. This is at 604 watts. That's well over 100 watts more than I would expect it to consume. This is where the cleanliness comes into play, because the dirtier the unit is, the less efficient it is, the more watts it's going to consume, and the more you're going to pay to run it. So now we're going to calculate the EER, and we're going to derive this from the temperature delta and the CFM. The air output is not exactly constant across the entire register, so I'm going to take a couple of samples here. We'll do 903, 807, 461, 480, and it's very weak on the end here, 298. When I add those together, we'll cut it by 5, and that'll give us an average. 903 plus 807 plus 461 plus 480 plus 298 equals 2,949 divided by 5 is 589. So that will be our airflow number. Now we need to determine the area, which we're going to calculate using a measuring tape. So that's approximately 12 inches wide and approximately 2 inches tall, minus a 16th or so. We're just going to call it 12 by 2. This is not a measurement of precision. It's an approximation. So we got to convert that to square feet. So 12 divided by 12 is 1, and 2 divided by 12 is 0.1667. 1 times 0.1667. 1 times 0.1667 equals 0.1667. Duh. So now what we're going to do is multiply the airflow in feet per minute, which is 589, times the area in stupid square feet, which is 0.1667, and that gives us 98. So this moves 98 CFM on high, and that number should go up considerably once we clean the coil. So now that we have the CFM, we need to take a reading of the temperature delta, which I can't believe that the delta is as high as it is. We'll call that 53, and here it's 76 now, so 76 minus 53 is a delta of 23 degrees. So now the formula for calculating the BTUs is the CFM times the temperature delta times 1.08, 1.08 being the density of air, which becomes a little more scientific than I understand, but this is the formula. It's CFM times delta T times 1.08. So that is 98 CFM times 23 times 1.08 is 2,434 BTU. This is supposed to be putting out 5,000. That's a very low number, I'm not surprised. 2,434 BTU. So now with the BTUs and the wattage known, we can calculate the EER. So it's 2,434 BTUs divided by 605 the watts is an EER of 4, which is horrible. So not working very well, not putting out a lot of BTUs and drawing a lot of power. So now I'm going to clean this, and then we're going to come back and take all the same measurements, and hopefully we'll find that the power consumption has gone way down and the BTU output has gone way up. We're back after cleaning. It's very clean now. No more mold, no more dust. The evaporator coil is clear. The condenser coil is clear. You can see the light passing through behind the fan blades. And you saw the pictures I inserted there of how dirty it was and how clean it is now. So, we've only gained a couple more degrees, but we have a lot more airflow and we have a lot lower power consumption. We're down to only 452 watts, which is more like what I would expect with a maximum allowed of 520. So let's perform our calculation again and see how much more efficient this is and how much more cooling it's actually doing. Let's begin with the CFM measurement, and this is where we should see a really significant increase. 1259 up from 903. 1096. 1076. 1028. 874 equals 5,333. Cut that by 5. So our average is 1,066, which is almost double. So 1,066 times the area, which is 0.1667, that gives us 177 CFM, up from 98. So almost double the CFM, not quite, but almost double. And now our temperature in the room is 77, and that's going to be 51, 1.8. So we'll go with 52. So 77 minus 52 is 25. So our delta is 25, up from 23. So now we can calculate the BTUs, because we know that the CFM is 177, and we know the temperature delta is 25, and the density is 1.08. That's 4,779 BTUs, up from 2,434, so almost double. Current power consumption is 470 watts, so 4779 divided by 470 gives us an EER of 10.2, up from 4. And the nameplate rating claims an EER of 9.7. And since this is running in an environment that's cooler than the testing environment, the EER is going to be slightly higher. So now, after a thorough cleaning and servicing, the machine is now drawing over 100 watts less, so it's going to cost significantly less to run. It's achieving an efficiency of 10.2 EER instead of 4, and it's pushing out 4,779 BTU instead of 2,434. So just the cleaning pretty much doubled its performance and more than doubled the efficiency. Let's also take a look at our condenser temperatures, which are much more reasonable now. There's a lot more airflow, and I can actually keep my hand on here. Before it was too hot to even keep your hand there for any amount of time. Only 114. What a massive difference. And it's actually much cooler at the bottom now, like it's supposed to be. 92, 91. So the coil is working, and it's hot at the top, and it gets cooler towards the bottom, which is the way it's supposed to be. And of course the compressor sounds a lot better now too. You could hear it was under a lot of load before from all that extra head pressure. So, an hour or two to clean and service the machine gives us twice the performance, more than twice the efficiency, more reliable cooling, longer lasting machine, less cost to operate. There's no downfall. Clean your air conditioner every couple of months. Clean it. It makes a big difference.